You know, there are tools that simplify music creation, and then there are tools that fundamentally rewire the way that we approach audio production altogether. Now, Moises belongs to the second category. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how this app is being used by music producers, educators, worship teams, and engineers worldwide. Oh, and stick around to the end because I'm going to showcase one of the most powerful features of this program yet, and believe me, you don't want to miss this. Hey, welcome to Home Studio Simplified. My name is Robert McClellan, and if you're serious about creativity, you're in the right place. Today, we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the Moises app. From AI mastering to pitch adjustments and a whole lot more, you're going to soon see that this isn't just another novelty, it's a full suite of cutting-edge tools for musicians, producers, and instructors alike. So let's begin with the foundation, AI mastering. Now, Moises offers three different modes of mastering: auto, advanced, and reference-based. In auto mode, it analyzes your uploaded track and applies a pre-calculated EQ curve, stereo widening, compression, and limiting to bring your audio to broadcast levels. Now, this is suitable for demos and quick previews, for instance. Now, in advanced mode, it gives you control over elements like limiter usage, normalization, and even bit depth. So for those working in professional workflows, this mode is where Moises becomes more than just convenient, it actually becomes an essential tool. Now, reference mode is perhaps the most valuable, in my personal opinion, for mix engineers. It allows you to upload a commercial track that you want your mix to sonically match. Moises will then analyze it and apply comparable mastering characteristics to your own track. So for example, a producer can run a reference master for a client, align it with the industry standard mix, and receive instant feedback. Or an indie artist can finalize a single without hiring a mastering engineer, ensuring tonal balance across all streaming platforms. Now, as a mixing and mastering engineer myself, I am not threatened at all by what Moises has to offer. I've worked with hundreds of clients that simply cannot afford the extra fee for mastering, and yet their music still deserves to be heard. Now, all of that said, nothing can replace a physical mix engineer sitting behind a desk, operating faders, moving knobs, and reacting emotionally to a song. So I don't feel like my job is threatened by what Moises has to offer, but I actually see it as a removal of the barrier to entry for some of these individuals who simply can't afford the extra fees. Okay, so here we are on the desktop version of Moises. I'm going to show you a couple of different mastering sessions here that's going on. One of them was one that's recorded here, mixed and mastered in my home studio. I'm going to see what Moises does versus what I've done. And then the other one has been a live representation of a song. And what you'll see here is you have these three different modes as spoken of before: auto mode, advanced mode, and reference track. So in advanced mode, it allows you to set your target loudness, what kind of a ceiling you want, whether that's -0.1, -0.3, which is sort of industry standard. A lot of times just the default settings are fine, but this allows you to at least have some sort of control over what's going on. Now, with reference track version, you can see right here is your area to upload your reference track. You can either do this from your local library or from cloud storage. Okay, so the beautiful thing about this is that as I'm listening to the original, I'm going to be able to go back and forth between my reference version, my advanced mode, which I have set to -14 dBs, which you'll see here allows me to have a target loudness that would match that of YouTube, SoundCloud, and Tidal. You also have various other options here, but -14 is usually where I set my mastering to because it's kind of good for a wide variety of different places. And then auto mode is just what it's allowed it to do by itself. So let's listen to the original, and I can switch back and forth between all three of these.
Took my problem to the Savior. He laid his hands and washed me clean. Sins forgiven, he's changed me. What was lost walks in, nothing can stay the same. Goodbye chains, I've been set free. Goodbye fear, my King lives in me. When Jesus walks in, everything changes. When Jesus walks in.
Okay, so I wish there was a way to actually volume match each of these, and I guess you could if you exported them, put them into your DAW and volume matched them all there. But I think it would be a great, maybe a future feature that they could include in this would be to have all of your reference, your advanced, your auto, and your original all volume matched. And the reason I say that is because volume will trick your ears into thinking that something sounds better, when in actuality it's just a little bit louder. And this has been proven in all kinds of field tests and studies, so this is not something I'm just making up. But yeah, that would definitely be a good future feature that I feel like I'm going to definitely suggest that they add. So I have to say though, with advanced mode, just setting that to -14 and kind of letting it do its thing, it definitely sounded a lot more richer and fuller, and I loved what it did with the vocals versus what the original had. Now for the reference track, it actually sounded a little more hollow for some reason. I don't know why that was the case. And the lead vocal actually seemed like it had a little bit more sibilance on it for whatever reason. All of them, yet again, are usable though, and that's kind of what I wanted to showcase here. Okay, so let's go back and check out something that's a little bit more studio produced. It's recorded a little bit better, not in a live setting, and let's check that out. Now here's the cool thing. While the reference track is loading, I can still actually be playing the other masters to see if I'm getting a feel for what it's doing here. So here's the original. This version here is going to be -10 dBs, which is what the advanced mode just default does. And this is auto mode, where I've actually set it to -14 dBs. So let's go ahead and give it a listen.
You know it hurt to see you go, and I watched you slip away. It happened so slow, though there are things we can't explain. I know one who can heal all your pain. Don't try to pretend to be strong. Truth is we both know you're just barely holding on. Don't give up though, 'cause you still have this hope.
Okay, so right off the bat, I'm seeing the auto mode, actually it does make it sound, with the -14, again, dBs, it makes it sound a little bit more stereo widened, and it brings things into balance better, I think, than my original master. And yes, I said that. Let's check out reference mode. Now I've used something that doesn't even match the genre because I wanted to sort of test this out and see, is that even going to work? So I've used a Trace Adkins song, which is clearly, this is not country in the least bit. So let's see what it did with that.
The hands that are holding you will never let you go. You'll be better off than you've ever been if you just come back home again. The life outside of him won't satisfy. The Father's waiting at the door, just as he always has before. I pray that you will make it back in time. There's not much time.
So I'm really not caring for the reference track version at all. Auto mode sounds pretty good. I think honestly it sounds better than my original master, and yes, again, I'm saying that. But then advanced mode, it just sounds a little bit too like over compressed. So I wonder, because you can reset this at any given time, I'm going to set this to -14 dBs, which, like I said, is where I would normally want to hear something mastered myself if I was producing it out of my studio, and I want to see if it's going to make it better or worse. So let's give it a listen. Okay, so that took roughly about 2 to 3 minutes, so let's see what it did here with the -14 instead of -10.
it hurt to see you go. And I watched you slip away. It happened so slow. Though there are things we can't explain, I know one who can heal all your pain.
Okay, so I have to say, when I switched the advanced mode to negative 14 dBs, there's a slight difference from auto mode now, but it's just enough for me to say that, yeah, I would probably choose the advanced mode over auto mode in this case when I switched the dB intake. Reference track really didn't do much. I don't think it did really good at all. If I would match the genre with the genre, I would say it would probably do a lot better, but I wanted to kind of push it to its limits anyway so that you guys can get a good, well-rounded review of what it's actually doing. So as far as mastering is concerned, though, it really does a good job. Now let's talk about some of the other tools that are included in Moises aside from the mastering, and that is the voice studio that it has. Now, Voice Studio connects users to pre-licensed professional vocalists, which enable them to have access to high-quality singing performances without having to navigate the legal complexities of hiring session talent. Now, this is particularly helpful for demo recordings, songwriting pitches, and even music libraries. Now, this is going to allow sync music composers to quickly generate vocal guides using professional voices for TV and even film pitches. Or songwriters that are suffering from creative block, for instance, can use AI lyric prompts to complete verses while still maintaining their original tone. Now, what I love about this is the AI lyrics transcription actually takes it one step farther by detecting lyrics in songs across multiple languages, syncing them with the timing of the audio for practice, translation, or even reference. Okay, now we're going to take a look at the Voice Studio. Now, this is super cool because it allows you to take songs or phrases that you've sung and allows you to load them in and then change the entire vocal range of whatever it might be. Now, when you initially load this up, if it stays loaded in your system, when you go to open it again, it will load much faster. Upon the initial loading, though, it will take some time for it to actually, go through and listen to that and try to figure out what you're doing. With that being said, too, it will usually pull up 4 that it just automatically picks based off of what it's hearing, 4 of these different voices that it wants you. And for that, it was Brendan, Jen, Kate, and Julia, but I've since added Amber into the mix because, as you'll see here in a minute, it has a little bit of a hard time trying to recreate a male's voice into a female voice, which that's kind of understandable. So here's the original.
I've recklessly built all my dreams in the sand just to watch them all wash away.
So I purposely did not record this as well as I could have because, yet again, this is about an honest review. So I was trying to really make this thing work, and it did a lot of extra work, I'm sure, especially with those pitchy vocals. But let's listen to what it gave me. So we're going to listen to Brendan first.
I have recklessly built all my dreams in the sand just to watch them all wash away.
I mean, that sounds pretty stinking good. Let's listen to what Jen has to say here.
I've recklessly built all my dreams in the sand just to watch them all wash away.
So Brendan was a baritone, which is closer to what I sing in. Jen was a tenor, and now Kate is a soprano. But listen to how the algorithm kind of has trouble trying to translate male to female with soprano.
I've recklessly built all my dreams in the sand
Yeah.
just to watch them all wash away.
Okay, so Julia is a mezzo-soprano.
I've recklessly built all my dreams in the sand just to watch them all wash away.
Okay, didn't sound as bad as Kate did here, but I specifically went through this list, auditioned a bunch of different singers, which you can just by hitting this play button, for instance.
The years have changed us, but one thing always remains.
So I just listened to 3 different female singers that I had to choose from. But when I listened to Amber here, this mezzo-soprano, she actually was able to articulate things a lot better. Listen to this.
I have recklessly built all my dreams in the sand just to watch them all wash away.
Okay, so here's a list of all of the singers that you have at your disposal, and it gives you their vocal ranges, the microphones that were used to record them, and then it kind of like, as you can see, there is a ton of these guys to choose from, and all of them bring their own things to the table. Moises includes an extensive suite of real-time tools designed specifically for practice and instruction. So let's break those down. First and foremost, there is the pitch changer. Now, this allows you to transpose any track up or down in real time without compromising audio quality, at least not that much. This is essential for vocalists that are adjusting their range for teaching in different keys. It also has an audio speed changer, which allows you to slow down or speed up any song without altering the pitch. Now, this is excellent for learning those complex solos or rhythmic patterns that we're wanting to get our hands on, but the song is just moving in blazing speeds. Likewise, a third practice tool, and this is actually a newer feature that they have to offer now, it's called Guitar Capo Mode, which allows you to visualize chord changes with respect to capo positions. Now, this is great for students that are wanting to adapt shapes across the fretboard. Now, the fourth tool, and one of my favorites probably, is the Smart Metronome. Now, unlike static metronomes, this one actually adapts to the BPM changes within a song, which is critical for practicing tracks with tempo variations. And when you listen to a lot of live tracks, especially, and you're wanting to adjust to that, a lot of times you deal with these tempo variations. So enter Smart Metronome, where now you can stay on timing. Now, this would be great for a voice coach working with a student who needs to slow down a complex phrase, transpose the key, and then loop it until it's been mastered. Or even band rehearsals can be customized with click tracks and tempo mapping per section, which would then improve the group's cohesion. Now, speaking of that collaboration between the entire group, there's also some awesome collaborative tools that are hardly ever mentioned about Moises. Now, Moises was built with collaboration in mind. The shared setlist feature, for instance, allows bands, music teachers, or collaborators to manage a unified library. Now, each participant can then view, adjust the arrangement, mix, or performance notes in sync with one another. Now, worship teams, do not sleep on this. For instance, a worship team with rotating members can upload the shared setlist weekly. Each musician can then log in, receive their part, complete with stems, chords, and tempo information. What's more is it seamlessly integrates with services you're already using like Google Drive, Dropbox, and even iTunes, which means there are no barriers to entry or data bottlenecks. Okay, so we've already talked a lot about these set lists where you can upload these, share them, play them with one another. And so I want to show you some of them that already come with the Moises app. This one is Practice with Eloy, and it allows you to go through basically a small training session where he will take you then through this song. It tells you on the right-hand side here are his notes for drummers. Begin with a simple drum beat at 60 BPM. Ensure that your hits are hitting perfectly in time with the metronome, and then he tells you to gradually increase the speed on that. He gives you the sheet music that's here, it's attached, and then there's even a video that comes with it.
Hello, you all. Today I'm
So this is super cool as a training tool.
Let my heart and my mind and my soul intertwine with the purpose and plans that you have. Let my feet carry me anywhere you will be. Lead and guide, God, order my steps. Help me answer the call, willingly forsake all, that I might fulfill my destiny.
And for my producers in the audience, Moises offers a VST plugin that integrates directly within your DAW. Now, this allows you to perform stem separation within your project timeline without uploading files externally. So if you're a sound designer, in a sound design session, you can drag an MP3 from your desktop into your DAW and isolate the bass using Moises, then sample it for a completely new composition, all without leaving your workflow. All right, if you've stuck around to the video this long, we're getting ready to talk about the most powerful feature that is in Moises to date. But I would ask that you would please subscribe to this channel if you like what you've seen, and remember to hit that bell icon if you want to be updated of any videos that I release in the future. Okay, so what is this feature? It is hi-fi stem separation. Now, users can isolate vocals, bass, drums, piano, or other instruments. Now, these can be exported in lossless 48K 24-bit wave format, which is ideal for professional remixing, sampling, or even educational dissection. So for instance, if you're an engineer who has been tasked with a remix, you can now isolate vocals and rebuild the instrumental arrangements from scratch. A music teacher, for instance, can extract just the drum track to help a student understand the timing and the syncopation in context with the song. Or again, worship teams, don't sleep on this. You can now create a cappella performance tracks with customized mixdowns depending on the instrumentation available. So if you're wondering how to get your hands on Moises, Moises is available in iOS, Android, and web, and we've been using the desktop version today. The free version gives you 5 uploads per month with an MP3 download and limited stem control, while the premium version expands that to unlimited uploads, wave export, and even extended audio lengths. Now, once installed, you simply upload your file via a URL, a file app, or even the cloud. You then choose separation types, 2, 4, or 5 stems. You process the file, adjust it in the mixer, and export either individual stems or full mixes if you'd like. And all files can be downloaded or shared directly from the app. So as you can see, Moises is more than just another utility tool. It's actually a platform that's redefining what's possible in mobile and desktop music production. So whether you're teaching, remixing, recording, composing, it doesn't matter. It removes friction and accelerates results fast. All right, if you've stayed around this long, you obviously want to know more about Moises, so I would encourage you to explore this tool firsthand, at least try the free version. It very well could be the most efficient addition to your creative toolkit this year, hands down. Okay, and here is the stem separation that's found within Moises, and this is probably one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful algorithm that I've seen that's been able to do this and do it well. So here's a song that I have mixed and mastered here in the home studio, a song that I had wrote called She Sings, and I want to show you exactly what it's doing. Now, is it ever going to be perfect? Probably not. There's just too much going on for an AI, computer, whatever it might be. It would have to be anything short of a miracle to be able to separate things with fine-tuned accuracy, but we are getting a lot closer to that, especially with Moises. Let's check it out.
She got eyes that smile Kentucky green and a heart that's full of broken dreams, but she loves so much it would fool ya. Wonders if they ever make it to ya. So she sings. Another day, another doctor bill.
Yet again, not perfect, but wow, that's pretty stinking close. And here's what it's doing. So it's vocals, drums, piano, keys, strings, electric guitar, acoustic guitar. This mainly has acoustic guitar and a mandolin. So I knew it was going to be kind of hard for it to try to separate these, which is why I chose this song. I have to say though, I have ran this through other AI algorithms and it has horribly fallen flat. This actually did a pretty good job of being able to do that. Now the cool thing about this is too though, it's also showing me the chords. If I'm a guitar player, it's showing me
any thoughts to just sit still. You'll never get too close for that reason. And Daddy did his best and tried to raise her right. Prayed when he...
And having wrote this song, I can definitely tell you that yes, those are the chords. I can also change it from a G to, let's change it to a G flat.
Tucked her in at night, now she's all grown up, just trying to please him. So she sings.
So it's going to show me the updated chords now, as if I've just placed a capo on there. And it's also going to show me, without really changing too much, the way the song sounds, it's also going to show me exactly what it's going to sound like in a lower register. Okay, so now we're going to go back. Let's set it back to G, which is the original key. And we have a count in up here that we can use. We have a speed changer. So let's say I want to actually slow this down to 70 BPM versus 80.
Every breath she breathes, she sings. And she can't quote every verse in the book, but her song.
So this allows me to do so much with this song now. And then, of course, it's going to also transcribe the lyrics if I want. So this is going to give me a lyrics and chord chart even for the song. Yet again, not too bad at all. Now, if I click on sections, it's actually going to show me the different sections of the songs. Okay, so here's intro, verse, chorus, bridge. All of this is so that if I'm trying to learn a song, all I have to do is simply load it into Moises, and I've got the chords that I need. I've got the lyrics. They're pretty stinking close. I see one where it's calling a Dr. Bill, Dr. Bill, but that's fine. And then I can go straight to, like, let's say I don't need to practice the verse. I can go straight to the chorus. Okay, let's go straight to the outro. That is super cool. There's not a lot of programs out there that can do everything that Moises is doing right here. And what's more is if I come up here and click on these three, I can repeat the song so I don't have to even come back and keep clicking anything. And I can add this to a set list, which will allow other people then to jump on board and learn this with me if I share that set list with them. Okay, now we're looking at a song called The Crossroads that I have written as well. And this one has roughly 30 some odd tracks in it. So I was really curious, how is it going to differentiate all of the different things that's going on here? And is it still going to be able to separate the vocals well? Let's give it a listen.
He's got a golden guitar.
That's pretty stinking good.
He goes, he's selling out shows.
I've heard a lot of people say that it didn't separate bass well, but that sounds really good to me.
He's had so much.
So let's go to separate tracks now. And as you can see, I've only got selected vocals, bass, drums, and strings. However, I've got more than that at my disposal. So I can also set in here one guitar, an acoustic, and an electric. Let's do that because it does have both. Let's put some keys in here, piano. There's no wind in there. And then as far as that's concerned, let's save it. And now it's going to create those extra tracks and extract those extra tracks from this. So will it make it better or will it make it worse? Stay tuned to find out. Okay, so here's the new version with all of the track outs. Now it has electric and acoustic separated. Let's see how that did.
And $1 million sound everywhere that he goes. He's selling out shows, bringing people from all around. And he's got money, and that money's made him proud.
That's pretty stinking good.
All about that the crossroads are calling. Time to pay your dues.
Okay, so it does struggle a little bit on this song, probably because of all of the vocal effects that were on there. With trying to remove the vocals completely, there's a little bit of like, you hear like a drop in volume or attenuation whenever all of the instruments are hitting. But I have to say, yet again, based off of the other programs that I have used, this thing is like spot on. It's doing some crazy stuff here. Okay, that's it for me today. Remember that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more.